Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you're all having a great weekend. This is Don Hancock, aka BigskyCrypto, and I'm coming to you from beautiful Lakeside, Montana. Um, Usually it's beautiful, but right now we've got a ton of smoke from all the forest fires. I guess a lot of them in California. The smoke's making its way up here, so not too much as far as scenery right now. Usually I can see the mountains and that, but right now it's pretty much solid white, so a little smoky. But anyway, hope you're all having a great weekend. I just wanted to come on and do a quick Bitcoin update. Been a little bit since I've done one, so got a few charts we can look at and see what's going on with Bitcoin and kind of what I think might be ahead. So let's get to the charts. Okay, first chart I got here is the monthly. I wanted to take a look at kind of a long-term overview, looking at the monthly candles and moving averages. And you can see here that the 20 monthly EMA, Bitcoin's been finding support there so far. It's pretty close also to this major support that is in the 50, I'd say $57 to $6,000 range. It's just barely above there right now. So, looking for this 20 EMA to keep holding and keep providing support. If it doesn't, on this monthly, looking at this, the next support you've got down here probably around the $5,000 level, maybe a little bit under. We've also got the 50 EMA, this little darker line right here, and it's at right about $3,655 right now. That would be pretty extreme to make it down there. We could eventually, over time, I could see that. The longer this goes, though, this is going to keep creeping up. So, if Bitcoin can hold up here for a while, this is 50 EMA is gonna rise up, which should give it some support also. I've got this long term. The blue line is just kind of a long term trend line that I drew in. This down here is looking at the this is the 2013 to 2015. This is the boom and correction cycle that it went through, which peaked in December of 2013, and then it was pretty much about 2 years before it, you can see here it dropped down, and then you had this period of consolidation. There was a couple of lows here that were just within a few dollars of each other. Then you had this consolidation before it finally broke out and turned into the bull market that we just went through, which culminated here in December of last year. So now we're coming back down again. So this one back here, it was a 2-year process from the peak till pretty much 2 years till it, the next bull market started. So it's possible we could, I don't know if we're looking at another 2 years, but I think it could be a bit of a prolonged process for, Bitcoin and pretty much all the other cryptocurrencies. A lot of them follow Bitcoin. Whatever Bitcoin does, they do the same. So could be looking at a fairly long process for this to work itself out. So that's pretty much the monthly what I'm seeing. If we go to a weekly time frame, you can see, you basically got the same support, major support here. This support zone is the one that I was talking about that's around the 4,800 to 5,000 level. You can see we had this bounce that we just went through. It failed just under the daily 200 SMA, which I'll show you on the daily chart, and it's pulled back pretty quick here. So it's coming right down to the $6,000 level. Hopefully that will hold. If not, we're probably coming down to this $5,000 level, which is right about where this this weekly 100 SMA is. Right now it's just below the $5,000 level. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see us, if the $6,000 level fails, us coming down and hit that 100 SMA. Again, that's my long-term, the blue line's my long-term trend line. I did a video or an analysis that I published a while back where I was thinking we might be coming back down to this trend line before moving higher, either bouncing off of it higher or following it higher for a period. So we're heading in that direction, but we'll just have to see ultimately where we bottom, if we haven't already. You can see this chart is the daily chart, and you can see right in here where we bottomed at 6,000, actually put in like a double bottom here, bounced, came back to sort of retest it, didn't get back down quite to 6,000, and then this is just the recent bounce that we saw. Pretty nice bounce. It got up you know, about $8,500. You can see here this red line curving down here is the 200, the daily 200 SMA, and I was hoping to see it pop above there, but it couldn't. It failed. It tried to a couple times and failed, and then we've got this pretty decent drop that we just went through, and getting a little bit of bounce. As of me taking the snapshot of this chart, it was getting a bounce back up to about 6,400 or so. It actually dropped to just over 6,000 right here on this candle, and then now it popped up about 6,400. These candles I put in just showing some scenarios of what I could see possibly happening. This first one is if this major support level holds and we just bounce and head higher. If it doesn't, we're probably, like I said, coming down to this $5,000 area, this zone of support. You know, we could get down there, bounce higher. Kind of a worst case would be if both of those zones fail. You know, we're probably coming down into this $4,000 area before bouncing. I don't personally see it going a heck of a lot lower than that, but it wouldn't surprise me to see us get down, you know, around the $4,000 level. That's kind of where this long-term trend line is. I would be kind of shocked if we do go a lot lower than that, but you know, 35 to 4,000 I think is probably the lowest I could, at least right now, that I could see it going. So that's the daily of what I'm seeing right now. This is kind of a long-term, another long-term view. These are daily candles, and again, this is on the left side of the chart here is the 2013 to 2015 boom and correction cycle, and you can see peaked at about $1,175, came down to a low of $166, which is over an 85% correction, and then bounced, and then you got this period of consolidation where you got another low here, right near, I think it was like 162, came back up and finally broke out higher above this, about the $300 level, and then started this bull market, which we peaked just this past December. So you can see right here, the low that the 2018 low that we saw is 57.55. This is Bitfinex price chart. So that's their pricing, the low on Bitfinex, which is a 71% correction. And then we've bounced, you can see here, and now we're coming back down again to retest that level again. It's possible that that is bottom, and we may just bounce here, maybe even enter a consolidation phase where we move sideways here, just kind of trading in a range. If not, if we break lower, like I said, this blue long-term trend line could be a target, down around the 4,000 level. If by some strange chance we saw a similar percentage correction as we did back here, I just put this in to show this would be an 80% correction, which would be about $2,850. That would kind of surprise me if we got down that low. But I mean, anything's possible. So this just kind of looks at a long-term view of it, and where we are right now, the level, an extreme case of where we could go to. So that's that chart that I did. This is one, I actually published this chart back at the end of June. It was June 24th, right here where the white area ends. And then I had drawn in this pink line where I thought, possibly where Bitcoin could go, kind of as a worst case scenario, because we were right, I think just above, it was just before the last bounce that we got higher, where we did the double bottom around 6,000. And you can see this what I did is did an update on TradingView. You can update your charts, and so all these candles that are in this greenish area are the new candles since I published the chart. And it's sort of following this pink line that I drew in. I've got a lower low down here at number 4, which is about in the $5,000 area. I was thinking if this major support at 6 doesn't hold, I think that would be the next level. So I drew that in here at number 4. Maybe another bounce off of that and a failure of that $5,000 level, to ultimately get us down here around 4,000 before we enter like a consolidation phase, and then work up to the next bull market. This is probably looking out time-wise into 2019, early 2019, the way I have this drawn out. So sort of following the, at least the shape, kind of. We'll see. I mean, ideally, me personally, I would like to see it hold here and bounce again and just have this consolidation phase up here and just consolidate for a period of time, and then before moving into the next bull market. But that's just why I did this. I like to go back and update them, to see where they're where it's heading. And I just was curious because I had drawn this in, I wanted to see if it was somewhat following it, which to me it looks like it. I mean, it sort of is. So this is the live chart right now for Bitcoin. Again, this is the Coinbase chart that I have here, though. I could pull up the Bitfinex chart, so we're looking at kind of the same thing. These are hourly candles, and you can see we were just above. Actually, this candle here was 6,000 $6,008. So just right above the $6,000 level on this wick down, and then it bounced back up, and we got this pop here. Now it's kind of forming a maybe sort of a flag pattern here. So we'll have to see if we get another pop, or this may have just been a bounce and then it's going to roll back down. We got this high back here where we had this last little bounce of just over 6,600. 6628 is the high on this one. So we'll see. I mean, if we could get up here, make a higher high here, and then a higher low, and work our way back up again, get another bounce, that would be nice. But you know, there's no telling. We're just gonna have to wait and see. This could easily fail, come back down. You know, could do another double bottom, come down, bottom, before bouncing higher, or we could get a failure of this level and then move down to the 5,000. Like I said, this green line here is showing the 2018 low. That's at the 57.55 level, so we're not too far from that, but we'll see. Right now you can see it's below, especially on the daily. Bitcoin's below all of the let me bring on some more moving averages here, but you can see it's pretty much, it's below everything, all the moving averages. So looking pretty weak here. You know, the next couple days will tell a lot if this is going to hold or we're going lower. I don't expect, you know, and I haven't really expected a really quick recovery where we're going to bounce and just take off the new all-time highs. Long term, I'm really bullish on Bitcoin and more cryptocurrencies in general. You know, that's long term. You know, short term to medium term, I'm more bearish to maybe neutral. I just think this whole cycle that it's going through here, you know, it's nothing that's going to resolve itself real quick. It's going to take, I think, me personally, I just think it's going to take some time. You know, I'd love it to just take off here and skyrocket above 20,000, but I don't think that's the case. My portfolios would look a heck of a lot better if it did, but I think we just got to be patient and let it work itself out. But you know, long term, I think it will, and I think it's going to be higher. I think we will see new all-time highs, but it could be next year, really, you know, realistically. So like I said, I'm just trying to be patient and buy occasionally. I haven't been buying. I bought a little bit about a week or so ago, but you know, I'm just slowly, you know, accumulating again and getting ready for the next bull market. So that's about all I got. Looking pretty weak right now overall. You can see on the side here, I mean, Bitcoin had this nice bounce, but not, at least the ones I have on my watch list here, you can see most of the other ones are still red. Some of them, you know, a decent amount too. You know, we got Dash, which is just barely green. Basic attention token, same thing, just barely. Monero is a little more. It's up about 5%, which isn't too bad. But that's, you know, rest of them looking pretty red. We'll see what happens if this $6,000 level actually holds, or you know, if we end up breaking this 2018 low and heading lower. So it'll be interesting to watch. And like I said, probably the next, I don't know, 2-3 days, this next week at least, will be really interesting. That'll kind of tell us what's going to happen. So I don't want this to go on too long. I better quit blabbing. And hope you all have a good weekend, like I said. And take care. And I'll catch you at the next update. See ya.